Tonight's Health Edge, nearly all of us have one. Some of us are glued to them.
But now a new study is finding a link between cell phones and cancer. We've talked about this for years. Chief Health Editor Dr. Parthanandi is here now with the warning.
Yeah, it's really important. First of all, the study we're talking about is a meta-analysis. This means a study of hundreds of other studies, so there's a lot of research here. It's shedding light on what our cell phones are really doing to our health. And it's not just about cancer. Your phone may be causing a variety of health problems like headaches, fatigue, or even skin problems. Now, the team found that cell phone use for just 20 minutes a day for 5 years increased the risk for certain type of brain tumor threefold. And using the phone 1 hour a day for 4 years can increase the risk of some tumors 3 to 5 times. So this is big stuff here.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Let's talk about our children. My kids have them. We've given to them at a very early age. Any risk here?
Yeah, if your kids are like my son, they want to grab the phone. So this study is looking at adults who've used the phone for 10 years. Remember, these kids can develop the tumors 30 years down the road. Some of these brain tumors take that long to develop. So what I'm worried about is that these kids that are growing up today, what's going to happen in 30 years, and then 40 years and 50 years. And this is the scary thing, so because we're attached to this like you talked about. So very scary for kids.
Now, this is a large study we're talking about. Will this now have any kind of impact on the cell phone industry?
We're so glued to these phones now. I think everybody, it'll be hard for people to give it up. I think the cell phone industry has to look at this now and say, how can we then make this safer? How can we then have people still use our devices, make the money that we need to, let's be honest, right? And then still decrease the risk, because now this raises the bar to do more studies and for the industry to tell us to be better.
Two questions here. What do we do to reduce the risk? And also in Berkeley, California, they have passed a law that requires them to inform cell phone buyers in writing that there could be some potential risk here. It sounds a lot like the old cigarettes Surgeon General warning. It's now on packages now.
So you and I both, right? We're men, and we don't have a purse. Most men don't carry purses. So where do you put your phone? Do not put it in your pocket. Do not put it close to your body. Number two, airplane mode. If you're not going to use the phone, don't just have it running around. Don't let it transmit and receive signals. Put it in airplane mode. When you go to sleep, turn your phone off, because you're emitting those, there's radiation and receiving those signals. Lastly, try to get a headset that's EMF free. So that's important. Not every headset, but the headsets that are radiation free. That's important. So I try to keep my phone. I have my phone in front of me, because look at some stuff. But I try to keep it away from my body. Try to not make calls, and text if you can instead of calling.
And that's the good thing about kids. At least they do a lot of texting, and they're not holding that phone to their
That's
ears.
exactly right.
I never heard about that airplane mode, though, so I have to remember that.
Yeah, because that doesn't transmit the radiation.
Thank you, Dr. Nandi.
My pleasure.
And if you have a question or a health concern for the good doctor, you can email him, Dr. Nandi, at WXYZ.com, or send it to us on Facebook or Twitter.